Hi, Dorothea Hendriks here, your coach in presentation skills and in public speaking. Today we're going to look at the basics, the fundamentals. Whether you've been speaking forever or you're just starting out, these are the basics. You need to remind yourselves, we all need to remind ourselves of what are the basics, practice the basics because they are the stepping stone for adding different dynamics when we're giving presentations. So today, the basics, 7 basic presentation pointers. Number one, eye contact. Right now, I know I'm looking at you through this camera, through this video camera, and we are in cyberspace, connecting in cyberspace. So I'm hoping that you're looking at me and making connection, and I'm looking at you making connection as much as we are able to do. But eye contact is important because it's through eye contact we feel recognized, we feel appreciated, we know that we can make a connection. We've all spoken or talked with somebody who looks at their feet, who doesn't make eye contact, and we feel like we're not being heard. So eye contact is incredible. Now, more and more people are meeting in person, bums in seats, sitting in boardrooms, sitting in offices, in cafeterias, little rooms, big auditoriums, small rooms, big rooms. They're meeting in person. Eye contact is essential. As a speaker, as a presenter, as a manager, speaking out or speaking with, talking to your staff, your groups of people, you need to make eye contact. People feel recognized and appreciated, and they are more accepting of what you've got to say. I remember years and years ago, had a boss, worked for this company for 2, 3 years, had this boss who later got moved to another department. But while she was our boss, no one on staff liked this particular boss. And one of the major reasons was, she probably was a very nice person, but one of the major reasons was no eye contact. We'd have meetings, debriefing meetings, sharing reports, rah-rah meetings to get motivated for an event that was coming up. Never any eye contact with any of us. The eye contact would go like this. There'd be looking at notes, looking up, looking at notes, looking up, looking at notes, looking at the wall, over to the window, but never person to person. Most of us felt like we weren't recognized, and invariably, almost all of us felt that we weren't being appreciated. We'd walk down a corridor and we'd get like some recognition of a hi. We'd hear the word or hello or but never any eye contact. The eye contact would be everywhere else, but at a person. So for people to feel connected, for building a relationship, which is what you need in our work environment, in any environment when we're dealing with people, eye contact is critical. That's number one. Number two, vary the voice, vary the voice. We have a voice to express what we want to say, to get our message heard. So important that we use that voice to the best of our ability, which means when we're giving a presentation, make sure it can be heard. Sometimes, in auditoriums at conventions, people use microphones. In offices, in boardroom meetings, often there are no microphones. So you have to make sure that you're heard. If people can't hear you, they're not going to pay attention. So make sure you're heard. Vary that voice. We've got a range, a vocal range that is incredible. Color your voice, color what you've got to say. Go up, go down, go whatever way you want. Think about what you're saying, the sentences. What do you want to emphasize? Where is the meaning in the paragraph that you're sharing, the information that you're sharing with the people that you're talking to? Things that are important, you want to make sure you emphasize them. Maybe you want to make sure your pacing is, instead of being fast, is very slow, because this is important. We need to make sure we follow this particular frame of reference. And then you give what the reference is, or you pause and let people think about it. You're pacing, you're pausing, your vocal inflection, the vocal variety, vary your voice. Our voice is what takes our message from our head, out of our mouth, and into and over to the listener's ears. And especially when you're on Zoom, you don't have the opportunity to do a lot of things. Well, whiteboard, that technology, but your voice is what carries your message. Number three, we've got move that body. Pretty difficult when we're on Zoom right now. I'm not moving my body too much. I suppose I could, but I don't want to be distracting. We've got a camera here and it only takes up so much of the surroundings. So Zoom, our facial expressions, maybe our hand movements, our upper body, our torso, maybe we'll express something in some way. Use it in whatever way you can to help express your message. When we're in person, like more and more people are meeting in person, move with a sense of purpose from one side of the room maybe to the other side of the room. When you're in front of the boardroom table, don't just stay glued to one spot and then you've got your slide showing. You are your own best visual aid. There is nothing that takes the place of a speaker, a confident, competent speaker standing and speaking to a group of people. You are your own best visual aid. If you find that every time people come into the meeting room, you're always talking from the front of the room, hey, switch it around, speak from the side, speak from the back, if you can. I mean, it depends on the logistics of your room. So that's number three, moving your body. Number four, spice it up. Spice it up. That means if you're great at doing humor, do some humor. If you're great at telling stories, add a story. The catch here is that it must relate to your point, must relate to your message. Don't suck up people's times by tossing in because you think a story is really good, or an illustration or a cartoon because you think it will just add a bit of levity, but it has no relationship. No, it has to connect and be just a small portion of your content. Your content, what you're speaking on that people came to hear, is what's most important. But find some way to spice up, to add some dynamic, some interest to what you're talking about. And now number six, well, that was number four was spice it up. I'm sorry, racing ahead. Number five, begin powerfully. Begin powerfully. If they snooze, you lose. It's not that you can't pick up the momentum again once people have dozed off or, I don't know, or checking their cell phones or whatever it is. You can pick up momentum, but it's tough. And it sucks up time that you could be devoting to other things. So, begin powerfully. Make sure that people can hear you. If they can't hear you, mercy. How many times have I been somewhere sitting in a boardroom and somebody is talking and you can barely hear them because there's no microphone and you just go, speak up, speak up. Make sure people can hear you. Add color. Do something that is dynamic in the beginning to grab people's attention and introduce why they're there right out of the get-go. People need to know why they are there, what's the reason, and what they'll be taking away and why they need to take that away. Then, of course, number six is end powerfully. End powerfully. Let people know. Let people know what they need to do. So when you are finished speaking, make sure that they walk away with the message, the point that you want them to walk away with. They need to know why they need to walk away with that, and they need to know how to put it into practice. So when you end with a bang and end on that lets them walk away with something that is tangible, useful, and makes it feel for them that the time they spent with you was worthwhile. And number seven is visualize success. Many of us, we have these negativities. Oh, I'm so nervous. Oh, I don't know if I can do this. Oh my gosh, I don't want to do it. I've done it so many times before. I'm so boring. I don't know, whatever's going through your head. Put a stop. The only one that can stop that thinking is you. No one else can reach inside your head and put up the gate, put up the gate to stop that thinking. No, you're the only one that can do it. I am the only one that can do me. You're the only one that can do you. So visualize success. So when those negative thoughts come, just stop and say, hey, talk to your thoughts. I hear you, man. And I'm going to turn around and do this. Today, I'm going to feel confident. I'm going to start building confidence. I'm getting more confident. I feel more composed. I feel more composed. I feel more confident because when you are more composed and you're feeling more confident, you also come across as more credible. So the 7 basic principles. Number 1 is eye contact. Number 2 is vary your voice. Number 3 is your body language. Move your body in some way. Number 4 is spice it up. Make sure that it's interesting in whatever way you can make it interesting and relevant to the people that you're speaking to. And of course, number 5 is begin powerfully. If they snooze, man, you lose. So you want to begin with power. And number 6 is end powerfully. They need to know that their time spent with you was worthwhile. So they're walking away with something they can use. They know how to put into practice. They know why they need to put it into practice. And of course, number seven is visualize success. And visualizing sometimes takes a bit of practice, but keep it up. Visualize success. 7 fundamental basic presentation pointers. This is Dorothea Hendriks. Until next time, wishing you mountains of success.